I'm Evie Kimsing, editor of IdentityWeek.net. Ahead of Identity Week America in September, I'm joined today by Ajay Gupta, who's the Chief Digital Transformation Officer for the California Department of Motor Vehicles. It's really great to meet you today, Ajay. I don't think we've crossed paths before. And you're going to be presenting on a digital identity topic at the event. Are you looking forward to the event, first of all?
Evie, happy to be here. And yes, I'm looking forward to hearing from other panelists and speakers and all the networking that goes with all these, people with like-minded agenda of promoting digital credentials and more, stronger identity ecosystem.
Yeah, fabulous. You'll be discussing digital public infrastructure at the event and how it's evolving to meet global demand. While millions of Californians obviously can put an MDL in their phone wallet, adoption does hinge on the external acceptance from the ecosystem. What is your strategy for encouraging businesses and local government agencies to adopt those MDL readers?
Yeah, and you said it right. I think the success depends on the adoption of it, and not just adoption from the people who are holding the digital credential, but adoption from people who will be consuming it, the business entities, the individuals, small businesses, large entities, and public sector service providers as well. So a few things we have done, and I think they're pretty unique to California. We've implemented an open source project to enable an online consumption of the digital credentials. So essentially, you can take the open source code called OpenCred and enable your websites for consuming the digital credentials, identity credentials to verify those credentials without worrying about the standards, without worrying about the high-tech technology that goes behind it. So it's sort of to obfuscate that layer. The second thing we have done is we have created a test credential program as well. Meaning if an entity is looking to test things out, make sure it works for them, they don't need to test it with a real credential. They can test it with this standards compliant digital credential as well. Outside, we have done events. We have done 2 hackathons in the past and recently an MDL showcase to create awareness in the industry and sort of bring people together to talk and discuss about how and what use cases can be implemented to once again reduce fraud, reduce friction, reduce costs in the ecosystem. So there's a lot of awareness going on. And then we're doing a lot of one-to-one work with public sector entities, especially to make sure that they're enabled and can take advantage of it, which has not just cost reduction, but also opportunity to reduce fraud as well as we implement those social benefit programs.
Amazing. And I know that the Californian mobile driver license pilot program has really it's expanded a lot with the participation of 60% of drivers and obviously license holders. From your standpoint then, how is your team scaling in the areas of cloud backend, liveness, biometrics, and wallet integrations with those big tech wallet providers to handle this amount of users?
Yeah. So the thing that I would say to that is that our architecture is already scaled for the large volume and the large number of transactions that one would expect out of Californians. Any system that we build out, it's resilient to handle volumes and the stress of the demand that we would project. When we went live with, so we are live with 4 wallets right now. Our own wallet, which we went live with, then we went live with Google Wallet, and Apple, and then Samsung. So we started our journey in 2023. There is the initial hype cycle that goes with anything new that's created. So with Apple Wallet, we provision 100,000 users in a single day. So, and then we were scaled for 1.5 million users in a single day on that day when we went live. So in general, we have scaled our architecture. It's elastic and we can sort of scale up and down to manage costs and manage demand as well. And we have created some resiliency around if systems go up and down, we are able to sort of queue up the requests and make sure they get processed when the systems come back up. So there's a lot of operational, tactical planning that has already been done. Now, we are sitting at a little, let's say 5% of the California and the driver licenses, and we now have ability to grow 60%. I think the market is going to drive that demand on how many drivers and how many identity card holders are going to have the digital credential. But we are very hopeful that soon many more people. So right now we're sitting at 2 million unique drivers, three and a half, or rather close to 4 million MDLs, mobile driver licenses issued. And then we are adding additional credentials like vehicle title, disabled placard, and even looking at some disaster response related credentialing as well. So we are expecting the demand to grow at a statewide level. And California being the largest state in terms of population, we are already at the most number of MDLs and digital credentials issued in the nation at this point. So we believe we're sort of ready for whatever demand that is generated by the businesses and the consumers in the near future and in the long term future as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, that interest from users, but also across the public sector and kind of that effort to increase real ID and digital forms of ID, which we've seen in Europe as well. But yeah, it's massively the number of states which are adopting MDLs now is just massively expanded. Um, how does your wallet incorporate advanced, obviously, facial biometrics and liveness detection? Um, sorry, I'm going to
So
pause.
go ahead. You want to redo it?
I will, I just lost my way then. So, if I can pause it. Your wallet incorporates advanced facial biometrics and liveness detection, yet the law mandates that users' data must stay on the device and isn't tracked. How do you architect a zero trust verification flow that reassures, privacy conscious users?
It's a good question. So in general, when we are provisioning a new digital credential holder or a requester onto our platform, since we support additional platforms like Apple Wallet, Google Wallet, Samsung Wallet, working with them, we have come up with sort of a framework that we believe is privacy preserving, and yet still provides the high level of assurance that we need to be able to provision a credential that will then be used for some high value transactions like financial transactions, public sector transactions. So we have been working with the federal team, the NIST team as well, looking at the various standards that are out there. For example, we follow the NIST FRVT one-to-one photo matching standard to make sure the algorithms are not biased and they are effective and they do work for most of the scenarios that we encounter in real life. We also have sort of mandated the need for presentation attack detection, third-party verifications for the platforms that are using it, and we are being specifically asked for data retention limitations with the wallet providers and specific cryptography that goes around it, so the device keys are used to cryptographically encrypt the data, transmit it through the platform providers, and then to DMV for final assessment and then delivery of the credential that once again is stored in a very secure location on the device, also protected by the device key and not by anything that's provided by DMV or the platform providers. So in a way, the data is secure at the end device only and not with the platform providers. We as DMV do keep track of people who have the credential, but we do not keep track of how they are using it, where is it being used, and how it's being used, etc. And obviously, the standards provide privacy preserving selective disclosure on, and provides the necessary means for people to keep their information private. We're also working on, from regulation and statute standpoint, enforcing data retention policies for the verifiers or relying parties as well. So that way, just like we have for physical card, there are certain data retention policies, the same or better would apply to digital verifiers and digital verifying devices as well.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, it sounds brilliant what you're doing, all of these steps to ensure privacy. You've also frequently highlighted Web dot 3 and decentralized technologies as part of your transformation roadmap. As you progress with this, how do you see open source wallet architecture and kind of DIDs transforming the state of play with verification and interaction with government services?
Yeah, that's a question that requires a whole lot of content. So let's see how I can keep it short. The we have full intention to first of all open source our own wallet as well that we have created, which supports multiple standards. It's very much in line with what EU is doing as well, supporting both W3C verifiable credential architecture as well as the ISO mobile driver license specifications as well. The uh, so the idea is for wallet or wallets to support multiple standards as they make sense for specific use cases to work. Now, from Web3 standpoint, we have also worked on coming up with the architecture which sort of combines the power of decentralized architecture like blockchain with the digital credential ecosystem that's being built out. So we can create a digital representation of something that's sitting on blockchain onto a wallet, a standard app, or a blockchain app as well. So there's a lot of work that's been done to sort of create that bridge between the Web3, the digital, the blockchain architecture to our mobile digital credential architecture that we are also intending to open source. Now we have also looked at the open source wallets that are out there in the industry as well, and we are trying to sort of take all the good ideas from there as well to make sure that we sort of stay updated with the industry and the standards and take advantage of the latest architectures and the frameworks that are out there, while also working with the Web3 blockchain teams to make sure that we are able to so incorporate that particular audience as well, because both the industries, the digital credential industry and the Web3, the blockchain industries, need to really come together to create a decentralized, privacy preserving product and services for our constituents.
Absolutely. I think we'll be hearing a lot more about this in September. Definitely the topics and the themes have kind of advanced since even last year when I was interviewing people. So thank you so much for your time today. And we will put the details of your panel below this interview for anyone who's interested. Thank you, AJ.
You're welcome.